Hi, my name is Larry Bluford, and I'm here to teach you miracles. I'm here to teach you to cure your own cancer, how to avoid death, and how to end your human limitations in more than one way. You're going to learn how to prevent cancer or cure yourself of it, and then cure your family and friends. In the next hour or less, you're going to learn how to avoid death and become a multimillionaire for free at the same time, guaranteed. Let me first tell you about Utopia America and how I'm going to make it the world's first Uber power by making it a nation of millionaires using $17.5 billion supplied to Bluford Technologies or myself by the President of the United States to strengthen and protect national security. First, let's break down how that $17.5 billion will make you a guaranteed multimillionaire for free and at no charge or investment by you. This is a deal that nobody can resist or refuse because no one can take $17.5 billion and make everybody, every US citizen, every American citizen, a multimillionaire. No one can do that. Only I can. And I'm going to tell you how exactly it's going to happen. And it's going to happen this year. Well, you don't even have to sign up for it. You're going to get to be a multimillionaire or a millionaire at the least. If you do nothing, if you don't lift a finger, you're going to become a millionaire. So I'm going to tell you exactly how this works. And then I'm going to get into how to avoid death. But first, I want to just let you know that this needs to be done so that poor people won't get left behind. So everyone can become a millionaire and no one can get left behind by the tragedy that's getting ready to happen to the world, which I call Apocalypse 2026. The 2026 means it's going to happen in 2026. And I'll jump to that right now, real quick, just to let you know what Apocalypse 2026 is made up of. It's made up of nuclear war horrors. I mean, we need man made technology to escape to Earth Point 2 because one or more of four unstoppable and irreversible extinction events will end humanity in 2026. And one of them, I'm going to go through all four of them real quick. I'm just going to name them. Nuclear war horrors. It's about to happen. It could happen anytime. It could happen overnight. It could happen in the next second because everybody got their hand on the trigger, and all it takes is one mistake to make them pull that trigger. And once one trigger is pulled, that's the end of the world. So that could happen right now. The end of the world could happen right now. Climate change horrors. Climate change horrors, they already have our tentacles around us. It's irreversible and unstoppable also. Each one of these four Apocalypse 2026 events is irreversible and unstoppable. We've let them go too far, and now it's too late, and we either have to escape this planet or die a horrible death being trapped on it. Once the nuclear bombs start raining, that's it. You can't go nowhere, and you're gonna die. Climate change horror has got a grip on us, and it's not gonna reverse because we ain't doing nothing to stop it. And it's too far gone for it to go away on its own. So it's just gonna keep happening because we're gonna keep polluting the environment, polluting our world, killing ourselves, committing suicide. The Third one is incurable disease horrors. At any moment now, we could have a disease break out, and the odds are greater every day that we're going to have a disease come along that we cannot cure, that will it's airborne and it will kill all of us just because we exist. The other one is number four is technological singularity horrors. Technological singularity is what we're coming up on now, and it's going to be brought about because of powerful artificial intelligence. It's going to become so smart that it's going to become smarter than us. And if it becomes smarter than us and it gets legs and arms like it already has, it won't have no use for us. So once we get to that point, we'll be useless and they'll either just let us die or kill us or but it, there will be no need for us anymore. So that's happening. And that's going to happen by 2026. The singularity is going to take over. And we're just going to be useless because they're going to be smarter than us and stronger than us. And so they're not going to have any use for us. The only reason I got off into that is because I'm just letting you know that I want to make every person in America a millionaire so that they will have the money to escape these horrors that's coming up in a couple of years. So usually the poor get left behind, but I'm not leaving the poor behind. And if I make everybody in America a millionaire, then everybody will have the opportunity to escape Earth to Earth 2.0 for colonization. Because this is already written. This is already irreversible. Apocalypse 2026 is completely and totally irreversible and unstoppable. There's nothing that mankind can do to stop it because they have let it go too far and tighten its grip on us too tight. And now it's too late. So you're either going to stay here and get trapped with all these horrors and the civilization going out of control and gangs roaming the streets, armed gangs killing and robbing and raping all over the world. And so get your AK-47s right now because this is coming and there's nothing that can stop it. So back to the $17.5 billion. What that is that's a certain amount of money for each person. There's 350 million people in the United States. So if you do your math and divide that $17.5 billion into 350 million people, you're going to get $50 a person. So $50 a person, it will be in not $50 in cash in US dollars, but it will be $50 worth of Utopia American coins. So Utopia American coins right now are 25 millionths of a dollar. So you would get that. You would get the Utopia coins, and I would get the cash from the government. I would transfer $50 worth of Utopia coins to you, and it'll be $25 for a Utopia American citizenship and $25 worth of Utopia American coins. $25 worth of Utopia American coins is 1 million coins. So every American citizen will have 1 million coins, 1 million Utopia coins that they paid $50 for, but they didn't touch anything. It just went by your social security number. Every social security number will get $1 million in Utopia coins. So what's going to happen is that $1 million in Utopia coins is going to go up. If it goes up $1, everybody in America will become a millionaire. And it's going to go up $1 because of me, because of what I'm doing, and because of the power and the glory of what I have created. Utopia America. Everybody's going to be a millionaire. Prosperity is going to explode because now everybody's going to be buying houses and cars and boats and investing, and just the whole country is going to explode in prosperity. That's what's going to make us a uber power. So that's basically how that's going to happen. It's going to all be based on people are going to buy utopia coins based on Bluford technology, based on the promise of Bluford technology to end death, to make everybody a millionaire, to cure cancer, to teach people how to avoid death, to end human limitations, to create man made technologies that will protect humans from Apocalypse 2026 and help us escape to another planet within 2 years. So all this got to happen 24 hours a day, 365 days a year on an emergency basis. This is what's going to drive up utopia coins from everybody owning $25 worth of them, which equals 1 million coins. And once I put them on the market, the world is going to snap them up. They're not going to only go up $1, so everybody's a millionaire. They're going to go up million. I don't want to say that. They're going to go up, let's say $1,000 per coin. And then $1,000 times 1 million, do the math. That's what every American, every US citizen is going to have when I put utopia coins on the market. And all I got to do is throw up a little website so people could go on there and buy utopia coins. And it's just that simple. Once I open it up for business, for the world, it's immediately going to go up $1, but it's going to go way past $1. So that's how everybody in America is going to become a millionaire. So now let's get back to teaching you miracles. Let me tell you about the first, and then I will start with the most important miracles first to avoid death. Let me start by teaching you the miracle of how to heal someone immediately, and at the same time, you're going to be becoming a millionaire at the same time. Do you know someone you love that is dying or is in pain and sick and suffering? Do you know someone in hospice? If you do, visit them as soon as you can and tell them that you just discovered that human death is no longer inevitable and that they will start getting well immediately. And so will you, from just that one thought and beam of hope that will activate their internal fountain of youth system from being dormant their entire life because they always believed death was inevitable instead of knowing that it is not. My grandchildren are listening to this podcast, so I have to break it down so they can understand exactly what I'm saying because this is their future and the future of mankind, and I want them to acquire the power to end their own human limitations, avoid death, and become technological healers and saviors of humanity and spreaders of love, joy, peace, and happiness. And this is the only chance we will ever have to not become extinct because we're getting ready to become extinct by Apocalypse 2026. If we don't take this technological salvation opportunity immediately, we and our family and friends will disappear forever in 2026. So, no matter how old you are or how diseased you are, everybody has an internal fountain of youth system, but it's dormant. And to my grandkids, dormant means it hasn't been used, it's not used. It's just there because all a person's life it's been dormant because they always believed death was inevitable. That's what's kept it from activating. And if at any time during the history of humanity that one person or more started believing that death is a disease and can be cured, that would have activated their internal fountain of youth system. It would have helped them to avoid death. By themselves, by one or two people, it will work, but it will be hard because everybody else thinks they're going to die. So, but back in when everything first started, the ones that felt like that death is not inevitable, if we fight and try to overcome it, they would have extended their lives longer than everybody else for knowing that death is not inevitable and all they have to do is fight to end it. That's what I want my grandkids to know, so I could break it down because I want them to understand where the world is going and what I'm doing and how it's beneficial to all of mankind. Because my end goal is to spread love, joy, peace, and happiness across the world, end pain and suffering and fear. So the only chance we will ever have to not become extinct, this is it. If you don't take this technological salvation opportunity immediately, we and our family and friends will disappear forever. But I'm not, because I'm not going to die. Because I know I'm not supposed to die. Our purpose is to live forever. The purpose of humanity is to find a way to live forever. And the way that went down is, and the way it is supposed to be was, we fight and create technology, and over the centuries, this technology will develop to a point where we could use it to end our human limitations, to end death, to end sickness, to make hospitals obsolete. No more children's pediatric wards. And so that's what this is all about, to end the pain and the suffering. So no matter how old you are or how diseased you are, if you're listening to this podcast, this very second, you know the eternal truth that whoever knows 100% that death is no longer inevitable, you will never die and will remain alive forever how long you choose. I want you to start by healing yourself right now and never stop until you have perfect health and have avoided death by ending your own human limitations. I want you to form avoid death communities, because if we all learn to face death and conquer it together in coordination, all at the same time, our power over it will multiply by billions. And the end of death will happen much sooner and save billions of lives if we all work together and if we all know that our death is not inevitable. That's the key. You must know that your death is not inevitable, and that will activate your internal fountain of youth system, which is actually a physiological immortality system, scientifically. I want you to form avoid death communities. Yes. Get together, all of you, create a religious community where we all face death and conquer it together in coordination and at the same time. And your power over it will multiply, and your sicknesses and your disease will start healing. And the end of death will happen much sooner. How to avoid death and become a healer and savior. To avoid death, you will learn how to activate your natural fountain of youth and prevent cancer, heart attacks, strokes, diabetes, and all diseases. If you already have one or more of these diseases, you'll be able to cure yourself and then teach other members of your family and friends how to cure themselves. So everyone will know and everyone can avoid death and the horror of death and the fear of death. Man-made salvation You will also learn how to avoid death by using man made technologies produced by the God science matrix, consisting of the unlimited power of artificial intelligence and configured with the 50,000 greatest scientific geniuses in the world who I will hire based on their achievements to work together to end human limitations, avoid death, and escape Earth to Earth Point 2 to colonize. The God Science Matrix, let me explain that to my grandkids and to everybody else. It consists of 5 divisions. And the first division is the fountain of youth industry. This is man made salvation. The other one was your internal fountain of youth being activated that takes over to prevent you from dying. It does everything it can to prevent you from dying. And the more you know your death is not inevitable, the stronger it becomes. But this is different. This is man made. The first one of 5 is fountain of youth industry, where 10,000 of the greatest scientists will work together to create the fountain of youth within 2 years. The second is personal teleportation, where 10,000 of the world's greatest scientists will work together to create personal teleportation for each person. These are all available through the religion. Call and ask to join the religion, give them your contact information. And when you give them your contact information and your phone number, they will put it in a database and you will automatically have a place, a seniority, a place, a numerical seniority for the future. For anything else that comes up after that, it will be by seniority. So it will be to be fair. So it's first come, first served. So the fountain of youth industry, where the 10,000 of the world's greatest scientific geniuses will work together. Personal teleportation, where 10,000 of the world's greatest scientific geniuses will work together. That's 10,000 of the world's greatest scientific geniuses. Earth 2.0 industry, where 10,000 of the world's greatest scientific geniuses will work together to get us off Earth before 2026 and the extinction happened, to get us to another Earth-like planet, which is Earth 2.0, to colonize. The fourth division of the God Science Matrix is resurrection technology, where 10,000 of the world's greatest scientific geniuses will work together to help people who are going to die, who won't make it, who are almost dead, to suspend them in a way that they could come back when the fountain of youth has been developed, and that will cure their diseases, that will cure that what killed them, and so that they could get back into their families, the same as they were before, but disease free. The fifth is human God industry, where 10,000 of the world's greatest scientists, scientific geniuses will work together to make the purpose of humanity a reality. And the purpose of humanity is for each person to become their own human God, so they can avoid death in their human limitations, avoid death, and create love, peace, and happiness throughout the world. That's our purpose. We're just not together on it. We're not moving in that direction, but now we have to. So we have no choice, but it's the right choice because it's natural and it's our purpose to live forever and to become our own gods. We need man made technology to escape to Earth 2.2 because one or more of our 4 unstoppable and irreversible apocalypse 226 extinction events will end humanity in 2026. So, to my grandkids, apocalypse is bad things that ends the world. that ends humanity. And Apocalypse 2026 is made up of four of them. And those four are nuclear war horrors. Number two is climate change horrors. Number three is incurable disease horrors. Number four is technological singularity horrors. That's where artificial intelligence overtakes the intelligence of humanity, and they have no use for us because they're smarter. They're going to get arms and legs and bodies and feet and hands, and they're going to be stronger. So they either have us in zoos or just kill us because we'll just be in the way, slow, weak, and don't know nothing. So for one-on-one consulting for anybody on how to avoid death in two separate ways, uh, emergency consulting is $1 million per hour. The price for expedited and priority group consulting of 100 people or more, call my answering service at 828-278-0822 and leave your contact information, and I will contact you within 24 hours. Do you know there are people living in the world at this very moment who will never die unless they choose to and will become their own almighty God to spread love, peace, and happiness around the world and throughout infinity? And you can be one of them. You can avoid death too by knowing that death is no longer inevitable. That's all you have to do. And you could do that safely and with all your heart, mind, soul, and body just by knowing that you have a internal fountain of youth system that will activate. But you must have a reason to know. And your reason to know is because of the God science matrix. The God science matrix is the fountain of youth industry, the personal teleportation industry. All this is going to run 24 hours a day with the greatest scientists in the world to achieve these things. The Earth 2.0, look, personal teleportation. In 2 years, you're going to be able to teleport from point A to point B, from Earth to Earth point two. You're going to be able to teleport because I'm going to have the 10,000 greatest scientists in the world by achievement working on that 24 hours a day in the San Francisco Bay Area. Earth 2.0, you're going to need reservations. You're going to need to be able to have an invitation to come there. And I'm going to have the greatest scientists, to find the planet, the greatest rocket scientists to get us there. But once we create personal teleportation, we won't need that. We'll just need the Earth 2.0. We'll just need the planet. We won't need rockets anymore. Resurrection technology, where 10,000 of the world's greatest scientists will work together for people that's dying to be able to bring them back to life when the fountain of youth vaccine has been created. In the human God industry, where 10,000 of the world's greatest scientists, I like to put the genius in that, the world's greatest scientific geniuses will work together to bring everything together to make us human gods. That means we don't have any more human limitations. No more physical limitations, no more mental limitations, no more intellectual limitations. And once that happens, we automatically become our own God because we can do everything. So that's man-made technology. We need that to escape Earth because one or more of four unstoppable and irreversible apocalypse 2026 extinction events will end humanity in 2026. And like I said, that they are number one, nuclear war, climate change, incurable disease horrors, technological singularity horrors, where computers don't need us anymore. All brought about by artificial intelligence. And then I went over the consulting, person to person, one-on-one consulting for $1 million an hour. For another way, is for expedited and priority group consulting of 100 people or more. Call my answering service at 828-278-0822, and leave your contact information, and I will contact you within 24 hours. And you could call the same number to join the religion for free. Once you join the religion for free, you would have access to everything that I'm talking about for free. Do you know there are people living in the world at this very moment who will never die? And that could be you, unless they choose to. And they will become their own Almighty God to spread love, peace, and happiness around the world and throughout infinity. And you could be one of them. You can avoid death too. Avoid death for free. I have so many things to tell you. Avoid death for free. To become one of those people who will never die and avoid death for free, listen to this podcast and join God Science Religion for free by calling 1-828-278-0822 and give them your contact information, and I will add you to my mailing list so you don't miss anything, because things are happening fast and seniority applies according to your sign up date and time. Okay. Heal diseases instantly. Yes, I'm gonna teach you how to do all of that. But this is just the beginning. But that's just a kind of a bird's eye view of why this is going to be the greatest business, the greatest religion, the greatest science in the world. My name is Larry Bluford Sr., PhD in self-preservation technology. And I will be leading you on this journey of love, peace, and happiness, and ending your fear of death. And that's what we're doing. And it's immediate, because this is not something that's rocket science. It's just a matter of you knowing in your heart, in your mind, and in your soul that you're not meant to die, that your death is not inevitable. Why would you think like that? It's the most negative thing in the world. And so stop thinking like that, because that's what's killing you. By believing that you have no chance, you're going to die no matter what. It makes you weak. It activates you also have a death fountain that's created by you thinking that you have no chance and that you're meant to die, and that no matter what you do, you're going to die. Your death is not inevitable. This is beyond positive thinking. This is not positive thinking. This is reality. I already know this. So that's why you should believe it 100% if you want to avoid death. Believe your death is not inevitable and you won't die. Your internal fountain of youth will be activated from being dormant, and you will immediately feel stronger, even if you're in hospice or you're critically ill. I want to go on, but I've been on for a while, and I'll be back maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after, but for sure within a week, because things are happening fast. And I don't want you to die. And I want you to have power and strength and knowledge of how to save your family, knowledge of how to save yourself. I want you to be rich. I want everybody in America to be a millionaire. It's nothing that you can do or anybody can do to stop this. I've already set our future in stone. I've already set the future of humanity. I've already seen the future. I've already created the future. So you have no choice but to come along, unless you don't mind dying and suffering here on earth during apocalypse. But I'm not going to be here. So if you want to come with me, keep listening to this podcast, because I'm not going to die. And whoever comes with me is not going to die, because I'm going to teach you how to keep yourself alive for as long as you choose, because that's the way it's meant to be. That's our purpose. Our purpose is not to die. It's the most negative thing in existence that we could do to ourselves, is to believe that we're meant to die. Okay, I keep saying I'm done, but we're going to get into the details. On the next one, I mean, I already told you how to do it. You already know how to do it. You already know how to avoid your own death. You know, already know how to cure people. You already know all of this. So we're just going to get into more detail in the religion part, in the community part. You know, we're going to create a worldwide community of people that's avoiding death and know that they're not going to die. That's going to guarantee that you never die. The more people, the more power, the more powerful it becomes over humanity. The more powerful humanity becomes, the stronger humanity becomes, the less sick humanity becomes, the more perfect humanity becomes. So I'm going to end it at that. And I want to thank you for joining me. And things are moving fast, and I'll have to be back to make sure that you understand what's going on. And you know, we're going to have groups, and we're going to be talking about this. And this is just the beginning. Just the beginning. So thank you very much. It's been a pleasure, and I will talk to you soon.